Hello everyone and welcome. Now last Sunday was the last episode of a BBC hit series, The Outlaws, okay? And I was left a little bit baffled, I think is the word. So I'm currently working on an Outlaws overview of season 1 and 2, but I thought today we'd go in and talk about the ending. So episode 6 of The Outlaws, because there's a lot of questions and there's a few things that I also want to talk about towards the end. So let's get right into it, none of the chit chat. So we're going to talk through all the characters' endings, so the last time we see them and kind of where they are now, okay, or where we think they are, okay? So let's go. First off, we're going to go with the kind of, not minor characters, because everything, it's weird how Stephen Merchant kind of integrates and interweaves all the characters. But anyway, here we go. First off, the Dean. The last time we see him is him getting arrested. We don't see him in a courtroom, we don't see him in a cell. So right now, we don't actually know where the Dean is, okay? For those of you, I'm sure everyone who's watching this video has watched it. If you haven't, go watch it. It's a very, very good show. So we actually don't know what the story with the Dean is right now. Obviously, we know he's in custody. Diane, public service officer, here we go. Graduated, obviously the detectives there, Sergeant Haynes or Detective Haynes, was there, okay, at her graduation. So she's living the life, okay, she's going to go off and do what she always wanted to do. The detectives got their man. They cracked a case that the Met couldn't crack, so they're going to be hot, okay, they're going to be absolutely respected amongst everyone. And finally, Christian Taylor, the big drug boss man, prison guy, he's out, okay, and the big drug man, flushed his line down the toilet. Well, not down the toilet, down the drain. And so he's free. He's 50 grand to do whatever he likes, really. Because remember, they got the 400k that the Dean gave them. So they have the money and they have the drugs. So let's then talk about the main kind of Outlaws characters now, okay, and where they are. So the first one we're going to talk about is Myrna. She's out with the BJC. Gone. Over. I think that's the best ending, okay? All the guilt and the guilt about the police officer gone now, which I thought was coming, okay? Whenever they alluded to that guilt, it's now gone. So I think it's good because obviously, you know, she kind of framed Claire a little bit, so she's gone. She's good, she can have her own life, okay? So, as far as we're concerned, Myrna, her story's run, okay? Remember that phrase when in a few minutes. John, suing his dad, unfair dismissal. I think, you know, he's going to do it. He's probably, and you know, he'll probably get his old job back as well because that was unfair dismissal. So, yeah, he's going to be living the life. As far as we're concerned, his story is done. But now we start getting to a few of the characters where there is one question, and if you start going down the rabbit hole, then you know, you do find questions. We're going to talk about Frank, which is Christopher Walken's character. Of all the endings, I think this is one of the most undeserved. Yes, he's a petty crook. Yes, he told his daughter that he told her everything. He told the truth. But sometimes the truth isn't what people want to hear. And I get it, okay? If your dad was talking to a big London crime man who was, you know, suffocating people and killing people for drugs, I wouldn't want them in my house, alright? I wouldn't, but, you know, I just feel he finally changed. For the first time in his life, he paid off his daughter's mortgage. He stayed. He had the choice and he stayed. And now he has to go. And he's probably going to go back to Rio and do all the things that he was going to do anyway, but this time he doesn't want to do them. Or at least it wasn't his choice. He was forced. Oh, forced to go to Rio and live the life. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Now, of all the characters I've just gone through, none of them have a link to any of the others anymore. They don't have to look at each other, they don't have to see each other. All of their community service is over, okay? Except for these few last characters, Greg and Gabby. Okay, Lady Gabby. Greg, I think, has got the best deal out of everyone. He's got rid of that stupid law job, okay, so he can go off and maybe get another one, or he can finally get out of that toxic environment, and he got the girl, which I think, you know, and obviously Stephen Merchant is writing this show, best ending, 100%. And now, this is the first link we have with the characters, because Gabby, Lady Gabby, is in rehab now, okay? But at the last time we see her, she's still broke. Unless that she used that 50 grand to maybe get an apartment, but I still think she's living with Greg. That would be our original assumption. So that's the only link between those characters as well. Apart from the fact that he is also her lawyer, I think, still. However, the strongest, the biggest question that we all have, and I think the worst possible ending that it could be between these two characters, Rani and Ben, and not on screen now, because actually here we go, there they are now. I'm angry. Ben didn't deserve it. Ben did not deserve to be left on that train. Look, he has all the money, okay? He has all the money, he can just go set up and have a life, but that's not what he wanted. Of course he wants to own his own restaurant, but he wanted to be with Rani. And Rani, she's just selfish. She's gone right back to square one. In my personal opinion, she didn't see the potential. When she looked at that sad old woman and those greasy pants, that's all she saw. What she didn't see was the fact that his food was probably, well, what we lead to believe is very good. Her life was not going to be spent in that restaurant, okay? They could have opened a second, or a third one, or got more staff. And before you know it, she could be in London with a swanky job, okay? But it gets back to what she alluded earlier on in the second series, is that Oxford wasn't her dream. Running a food stall in Brighton was also not her dream. But she doesn't know what is, and that's why I'm annoyed that we've gone right back to square one. That opening scene in Series 1, when she was shoplifting, it's right back, because she's just gone and stolen a Porsche and driven into the dreary Bristol sunset. I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me, okay? It doesn't, and obviously watching that final scene of them panning away from the Bristol Bridge and her, as I said, driving off into the cloudy sunset, I was thinking, that's it. That's the Outlaws. That sometimes life isn't fair. Except, no. That isn't the end of the Outlaws. Okay? Because as soon as it was over, I went, is this over or is it not over? And, listen to what Stephen Merchant, the show's writer, had to say about the possibility of Series 3.
We're working on ideas for Series 3. We have to wait for all the people with money and suits to tell us that we can do it, but we're not sort of twiddling our thumbs. We are working on stories at the moment, and it seems like there's plenty more mileage in these characters and in this world, so I'm looking forward. I hope we get the chance to do it, because I think there's a lot of fun to be had.
No, Stephen, no. More mileage? Where? Tell me the mileage. Look, I know Stephen Merchant is an immensely smart and funny man, but I've just gone through all the characters of where they are now, and there's no mileage. There's a few questions, but it's nothing to do with the storyline. Look, the only way I can see this continuing is if Rani gets done for stealing that Porsche and is put in the same prison as the Dean. That would be fireworks. But apart from that, guys, I don't see it. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, with cost cutting at the BBC at the moment, who knows? Who knows if there's going to be a Series 3 of The Outlaws, because they might just say, that, they might have gone to Stephen Merchant and said, look, write an ending. If you get a Series 3, great, you can write after that ending, but end it. Anyways, guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Series 3 of The Outlaws. It's apparently coming. I can't make sense of the ending either. But we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for the next Outlaws, guys. Cheers.